Hi, thank you so much for joining again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Saji speaking to you, whereby we get to figure out about some, many things that we can all relate to, I can all relate to. And this is one of those episodes where we get to, bring self awareness. I get to figure out about things that I'm about to say, things that I'm about to, say and implement at the same time. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel. If you haven't shared, you can share with someone who feels or who thinks that this might resonate with them. If you haven't commented, I would really, really love to, get to see your thoughts, see your perspective on things, see your point of view on things, and that would be so much appreciated. Um, what else? Share, comment, subscribe, period. And let's get into it. So today's episode is going to be about let's figure out friendships and what that really means. You know, what does friendship means to me? I feel like friendship is such an ambiguous term, and friendship for me it means people that we have allowed in our lives. Like we have allowed them to, people we've allowed to grow with, to and this can be either people you've chosen or people that you didn't choose, like for example your bloodline or people that you're related to. They're people who you have to choose again. I believe like if you want to develop that kind of a relationship, you have to really like choose those people. So I feel like it's a choice, and most of our friendships are a choice, even when it comes to parenting, even when it comes to relating to other people socially. I think we make a conscious choice to choose them. So friendship can be someone who we allow into our lives, someone who um, we want to evolve with, someone who kind of has the same values and same goals, not the same per se, but someone who kind of like align with your vision and align with who you are as a person, as a human being. And that can be defined in so many various ways. Yeah. So for me, I feel like friendship is something that I am so conscious about. I think I'm a friendly person. I'm really like so social and stuff. I'm a social butterfly, but I know who I call my friends. You don't call everyone your friend. And those people who like we kind of like socially vibe, I think those are just like acquaintances. So there's a difference between an acquaintance, someone who you want to allow into your life, and also like a work colleague. I feel like we kind of like throw the word friends like with no deeper meaning. Like we just throw it around. It's like saying I love you to everyone. And I think we are in a generation where like we love to throw words, we love to play with these words, without the knowledge, like without like the deep understanding of what these words really like hold. And for me, I want to take that kind of like serious, because I feel like if I'm calling you your friend, if I'm calling you my friend, there's certain things that like I wouldn't say expect. There are certain things that I want my friends to, or there are certain friends that I want in my life per se. I don't know if you feel me. Yeah. So, so friendships can mean so many different things to many people. So for me, I feel like if you're not my friend, if you're not that someone that I call my friend, you are just an acquaintance or just someone that we met or just a relative, or, you know, if I've not made that conscious decision that you are my friend, you are not my friend. And you have made that decision on yourself, or what am I saying? Okay, you have made that decision, like you want to be my friend or you want me to be your friend, but there's no agreement. I feel like also it's an agreement, like I have to agree to that friendship, because you might be in your head thinking that I'm your friend but I'm not. Like we have this assuming game where like we assume, just because we are rolling with someone, just because we are laughing at things, just because we have like similar like values or similar like our goals and stuff, we kind of like think they're already a friend without even like verbally communicating about it. I feel like these are things that we should really communicate. We expect people to, or we have these weird like assumptions that if I do certain things and you do certain things, we are already friends. It doesn't work like that. I feel like friendship is something that has to be earned. Yeah, it's something that needs to be earned. Like you have to earn me and I have to earn you. I really have to get to know you to call you my friend. Yep. And I think at this point in my life, I'm kind of like figuring out um, what friendship means. You know, I'm kind of like unlearning all the things that were taught to me or all the things that I found here about, like what friends mean. And I'm unlearning so much. And actually, throughout the journey, I've come to a place, I've come to like, yeah, I've come to a place where like, I just like roll with people who roll with me, like people who, and one thing that I've come to learn is that in as much as people roll with you, they support you. I feel like support someone in all dimensions of their life, emotionally, financially, um, whatever way you can be able to support them. And then you are agreeing to, do this life together and figuring out life together, or just like, because life is hard, like life is hard, like you can never be alone. And as much as maybe we advocate for people to be alone and stuff, but I think being alone doesn't mean that you don't make friends as well. No, it means that you are isolating to better yourself so that you can be better for your friends, you can be better for your partner, you can be better for, those relatives. Yeah. So I think I'm learning so much. And also with friendship, it's a similar thing when it comes to a relationship. It's like it's a relationship by itself, a romantic relationship. Like it's platonic, but it's similar to a romantic relationship in a way. It's similar to a mother child relationship or a father child relationship, and vice versa. Like it's kind of similar. And I feel like, let me give you some of the forms or some of the qualities of friendships that are to die for. Okay, friendships that I feel like are to die for are people who kind of like hold you accountable when you consciously like didn't even know you were doing something wrong, and they kind of hold you accountable like in a loving way. You get me? Like they measure their words. They kind of like um they hold you accountable from a place of love, if you know what I mean. And friends who don't hold you accountable, I don't think they're your friends. Someone who is just like just quieting, keeping the peace, that is not your friend. Someone who is seeing you go a certain way, and I believe friends have an opinion when it comes to our lives, because I think like you've allowed yourself to be vulnerable enough to allow someone in. So why are we being afraid of our friends coming to like coming to, and I feel like your friend, someone who is genuinely your friend, is someone who genuinely cares about you, and someone who has genuine intentions, you know? So yeah, you gotta have friends who hold you accountable and tell you, bitch, I don't think you did this right, or I think you should do this another way, stuff like that, and also friends who receive constructive criticism from their friends, and vice versa. I feel like that's so important. Friends who are able to like receive feedback without taking it too personally, I feel like that really makes up for a good friendship in the long run. I'm not saying friendships are easy. They are not easy, like it's years, months, so much work. It's just like a romantic relationship, but this is just like platonic. Like there's no like, there's no intimacy. There's some form of intimacy with friendship, but there's not like, it's not sexual. Let's say it's not sexual, but there's that intimacy between friends. And another form of friendship that I would really like, or that I'm learning that is best for us. I feel like a friendship where you can be yourself. You can be yourself no matter what. You can do whatever you want, and your friends are not insecure of who you can be or what you can be or what you aspire to be. They are always team you, and you are team them. So friends who are celebrating you in every way, in every dimension, in every like growth, evolution, like when you are rising, people who are cheering on, and also friends who kind of come through for you when, let's say, you've gone silent and your friends notice like something is amiss here. Like we used to like, make calls like, constantly and stuff, but it has changed. Like friends who like come through in that way of like, Ama, they call you to tell you like, where have you been? Like, friends who check up on you, they're really important. They're really important. And friend, you don't even have to speak every day. You don't even have to like be with one another like every single day. And I feel like if you were to be with one another every single day, that's a blessing. That's amazing. That's amazing. But also like there are those boundaries when it comes to friendships. Like there are those boundaries like you guys should establish as friends, and kind of like have like a communication and a good comprehension about these things as you're becoming friends. I'm a big believer of keeping my circle small. I don't believe in like allowing everyone into my life. I believe that's poor spiritual hygiene. If I'm allowing everyone just in my life, oof, it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like when you come across, or maybe when you find someone who is worth like being a friend with, or having to do this thing we call friendship, it's beautiful, even if it's just one person and you get to establish all these things. And also pick friends who are kind of on a similar mindset as you. Like someone who's open-minded, mostly. Like you don't have to be in a similar mindset, but someone who's open-minded to get to learn about you and get to learn about your perspectives and point of views and your interest and stuff like that. You don't even have to do similar things. Trust me. There is, so long as there is respect, there is there is respect, there is accountability, there is communication, there is comprehension, there that's a healthy relationship by itself, you know. And one more thing that I would want to emphasize, like friendships are between two people, period. It's between two people. If I have like another friend other than this like friend that I have, that's a different relationship. I feel like we, or I'm learning that my relationship with one person is different from a relationship that I have with another person. Is very different. This person is able to like give me this certain, these certain things. Let's say this person is assuring, or this person kind of like affirms me. Okay, like when it comes to your love languages, like you find there are those friends who maybe they are gifters. There are those friends who like quality time. So I think we get that from different people. You cannot get everything from one person. I think that would be so selfish, especially when that person is not in a capacity to give you that. I feel like you would really be disappointed if we're expecting all these things from just one person. So I feel like actually I would advocate to have the circle to be small, but to be around quality people. You know what I mean? Like if one friend is able to give me that quality time, period, another friend is able to like, we're able to affirm to one another, like words of affirmation is just like our thing, stuff like that. And another friend is about gifting and me receiving and me gifting, or vice versa. It's all about like defining your relationship with other people and not putting your friends in a box. The same thing is not putting your partner or the person that you are dating in a box. Gami, gami. And also like another friendship that I would really, really, really want to like get into, like this is huge. The friendship that you have with yourself. We are our best friends. Like before we have another person being our friend on the other side, we have to know like we are our own friends. Like, how do you treat yourself when no one is watching you or when you are alone? We are our own friends. Like, I am the love of my life, literally. And the moment that I get to define that relationship with myself and really get to know who I am and what are my values, what are my principles, what are my non-negotiables, things like that. It's in the long run, it makes your relationships easier. Trust me. Trust me. Like, it makes your relationship so easier because the other person doesn't have to worry about like, okay, where do we stand? Like, you've already established that with yourself. Like, you know what you want. And I would really advocate for you to go for things that you really, really, really want. And also like, um, go for people who know what they want as well. You're not like, playing. I'm not like you guys are just like playing with each other's time. Don't do that. Don't do that. I feel like go for people who know what they want. Period. You know what you want, and that's why like you establish that friendship with yourself. You know how you want to receive love. You know how you want to receive the other person. And also like a bigger component of friendship is you find some friends lead into romantic ones. You know, whether it's same sex or just like opposite, like it doesn't matter. Like all friendships can lead somewhere. But the key thing is if you know what you want, you know what you're looking for, period. And also like majority of the time they normally say like who you hang around with tells or says a lot about who you are. Um, there's some truth in that statement, but also I'm a believer of like letting people be. I'm a believer of like, in as much as maybe my friends are kind of like, or my friends are, they drink. Let's say they love to party and stuff, and maybe for me I don't do that. Um, does that disqualify them from being my friends? Just because I feel like what we've established as as friends is more stronger than me disapproving you as my friend just because you do some stuff and I don't do some stuff. So I feel like just because someone is doing things that are really different from me doesn't like I had this mindset where like if someone was not really in alignment with everything that I did with every like like, oh, this was crazy. Like I had these expectations of like friends like meeting my own like meeting my own values or meeting my own like principles and stuff. And I think that was so disrespectful to the other person. Also, a disservice to myself because we expect so much from other people. And I feel like right now I am unlearning, or right now I'm at a place where like I respect people for what they do. Just because they drink and I don't drink, that doesn't mean, or doesn't it doesn't make the friendship, you know, more amazing, if it makes sense. It's about respecting people's like choices and decisions, and also like I feel like it should be unconditional. Like you signed up for this, so it's an unconditional thing to root for your friends. If they wanna quit, if it's something that is really like kind of like is you know pulling them backwards in a way, something that is distracting them from becoming the better version of themselves, um, we can have an opinion about it, but and not make it about ourselves. I believe, honestly, because if we make everything about ourselves, we leave or we create. Okay, we create an environment which is not really friendly to our friends, because I believe like if someone wants to change, they will change, and if someone doesn't want to change, you can change them. I've tried to change people in the past, and I came to realize like that was a trauma response. You know, yeah, it's a trauma response when you're trying to change people into fitting um, what you need them to be. I think that's such a disservice. So I think the beautiful thing we can do is just respect, and that's another topic we're gonna like be discussing like in the near future. I have like a list of things that we want to like figure out, so respect is one of those things. So I feel like we should respect our friends' decisions, choices, even like what they choose, maybe their partners and stuff. I feel like I may not be 100% with you on everything, but I respect you so much to give you grace and, you know, give you room and give you that opportunity to be your own person. And I'm learning that. I'm learning that letting our friends be their own person, you know, and also allowing our friends to make mistakes, allowing us our friends or even ourselves to make mistakes, learn from them, and not hold um, this, not holding resentment, but communicating, effectively about these things as well. Because I won't lie, relationships take like it's work. It's a full-time work. It's a full-time work. It takes work. And those people who are willing to put in the work, they have the most beautiful relationships. Are they easy? They're not easy. Are they beautiful? They are, you know? And if you're willing to, you figure out. And I think we figure out so many other things when we get into these relationships, because you're not only learning about yourself, but you're learning about the other person. And I think curiosity is such a beautiful component of a friendship. Instead of when you see something is off, actually I saw a certain clip over, like it was a prank. The dad was kind of like, okay, they had this like tradition where like the dad used, or the dad would serve dinner to, you know um the children, and one of the, or let's say like one of the kids is the dad's best friend, and the dad was kind of like being rude, like serving, like he's throwing the food all around, da, 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 da. And instead of like the kid who is the dad's best friend reacting to it in a negative way, they were curious. They were like, no, you don't function like this, like it was so heartwarming to watch that. And immediately the kid realized like something is off, like you're pranking me. And that's when like you're in safe relationships where like your friends, or maybe like people that you are in a relationship with, they're not like freaking out, or they're not taking things too personally. Hey, something that what? When I tell you I'm unlearning a lot of things, I'm definitely unlearning so much. Yeah. So when you find like someone is just curious to know like what might be the problem, instead of like lashing out and making the problem about you. And I think that's many of us. Like I used to be that person who would just react to everything. I would make everything about me. Like I used to be the main person that is like, you are making everything about me. Why are you making everything about me? It was not even about me. So I feel like curiosity is such a good component. Like you're curious about like what is missing here, like what's going on. And I think the more you get to know yourself, the more you get to evolve as a person, you get to understand these things better, and it gets better. Yeah, and you find, sometimes life kind of like, and also like another thing that I wanted to touch on was this aspect of not listening to our guts, not listening to what our heart says about like the people that we're allowing in our lives. Um, I'm learning that trusting people easily is not the way to go. Like, don't be too quick to trust people. Don't be too quick to, you know, make someone your friend when you've not yet agreed, or you've not yet like gotten to know them. That would be, I don't want to say dangerous, but that is dangerous. Honestly, someone that you've not known and you are friends already, and also like people who kind of like. That's why I don't believe in like being a nice person. These nice people, um, they love bomb you. They will compliment you. You know, they will do all things that we humans like crave for, like all these validations that we kind of like fall trap to. They kind of do that, and that's a narcissistic kind of like a way of doing things where like someone is love bombing you. That's a red flag. Honestly, that's a red flag. Someone who is too nice. I believe in being kind and I believe like in kindness, but being too nice, don't be too nice. Don't be fucking too nice. Don't. There's something malicious about it. Like there's an ill intent about it. So don't from make friendships from what you see, from listening to your own gut and seeing. And let me tell you, like the first minute you see like something is off, it probably is. Do not second guess yourself. Do not get into something that your heart and your soul tells you like this is wrong. Do not. Trust me, do not. Like I've learned this like the hard way, and many of us have learned this like the hard way. Do not be so quick to trust. Do not be so quick to overshare everything that you are doing to people. Do not. Trust me. You are opening a portal of you're opening another portal, like which is gonna be so hectic to get out of. And like I mentioned in the previous episodes, like energy is a currency. So be careful who you're giving your energy to. Be careful who you're giving your time to, because not everyone is here to. Not everyone is here for you. Some people have malicious intents, and the minute that something is off, go with that feeling. Go with that feeling, honey. So we've reached the end of this video. I would really appreciate your thoughts on this. This has been so fun getting to figure out friendships, and I think there will be times when we are having these like conversations like with people. But for now, like let me engage you. Let me engage you. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you want to share this to just one person, you can do it. That's it from me. It's Saji Baby. You can follow me on my Instagram. You can follow me on every platform as Saji Baby, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on there. And let's continue like figuring out this shit, because we are never alone in this. I feel like someone needs to hear this for them to turn their life around in a way. And I usually say like, if that one person can just like see this and be able to like apply this in their life, that's purpose. And that's what this channel is all about, like self-awareness, self-evolution, about self-love as well, about like taking each other accountable. Is that a word? uh Making each other accountable, period. And that's it for me. Actually this video is usually like, or these videos or these like episodes are usually so unfiltered. I don't like edit a lot. I don't do so much editing. I just like, it's just unfiltered, authentic, with all my mistakes, with all my flaws, with everything. But anyway, the point is continue showing the love. And goodbye from me.